Welcome everybody to another exciting edition of TakoYaku, a Slam and Cup tournament. My name is MRM. Could my co-commentator please introduce themselves?
I would never introduce myself. No, hi everyone, I'm Petboy, if you didn't already know that. And today we've got an exciting match between four lovely competitors, this in round one again of TakoYaku. You want to run us down on the old docket here?
Sure. All right. As we wait for the last minute before, as we wait out the last minute before the match begins in earnest, our four competitors today are Birb, glumbaron, Strings, and Pep. Am I reading this right?
Yes, it is. It is Ichihime. Yep, she and ya. Respect the pronouns.
Some may say TakoYaku. Why are you allowing a robot in this tournament? How come have we really dipped this low, Pep?
Well, sometimes when you got a competition that requires a multiple of four players, you end up with one one little extra, and that's what we got today. So Ichihime is going to be doing a good job of filling us in that one last extra seat.
They are uneasy, so there should be. I'm pretty sure there should be no concern with them, running away with the whole tournament and winning over everybody else. But right?
They have definitely played by far the most games out of anybody here, most experience.
This is true, but they're not exactly not the best at learning. It has to be said. All right,
Ichihime out here, nice and easy with the dealer seat on East 1. Looking like an interesting hand, getting rid of that green right away. As we've seen, a lot of players in the competition so far have been really attached to their honor tiles. So I'm gonna see if Ichihime over here is gonna get rid of that East and that red anytime soon.
Yeah, especially seeing as an East and a red were discarded on the first turn. But Ichihime's potentially questionable play aside, could you walk us through what you see in other people's hands?
Yeah, I mean, Glum's out here with 3 door already. Very clean start. 97. Yeah, some actually really close to 10 pile already. Has some pretty good blocks. At the same time, Strings as well has, that nice 4, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. Taking the pawn there to get the East and just get the Yaku out of the way. Interesting that they're holding on to the green there. Trying to figure out what they're thinking with that one.
Possibly afraid of dealing in.
Yeah, but it's still very easy. I wouldn't be too afraid of dealing in at this point. I would be more worried, right? You've already got a green down. It's very unlikely that somebody has the pair. In my mind, you're just getting rid of that, right? Because you're not going to get anything out of it. And
they may also be holding on to it as a safe discard.
That's true. That's very true. We do have like a lot of Dora on the table. Glum getting rid of one of them to make that side weight there. But Birb, of course, having the other 2 Dora.
Neither player will be eager to give up on the Dora there.
Ichihime looking like she's going to be going for potentially a pure double sequence. We'll see how that pans out.
I don't think it's a pure double sequence because that's 2 Formon and then 5 pin and 6 pin. Well, oh no,
so they get a 4.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
you
get a 4.
I listen. I'm it's fine. We're doing good.
Oh, and is gonna not take the Ricci.
They're not taking the Ricci, huh? That is
classic move. Gonna let Birb get the Ricci first, just as a little bit of a. I don't need it. I don't need the pure double sequence. This we've come to love from Ichihime here.
They're so sure that they're going to win this one. The whole tournament, really, that they're sandbagging, which is exactly the kind of unsportsmanlike behavior that. Oh no! Oh no, Ichihime! Oh no! Why would you? Oh. They're in the hole a little bit. They're in the hole a little bit here, but
this is just their, grand plan in order to, I think,
they're lulling everyone else into a false sense of security.
Yeah, they're telling people, hey, we don't actually need that, we don't need that.
It's a power move.
String's very interesting here. Is Bird maybe having a little bit of internet connection problems? Gonna run out the clock there.
Holy cow! Strings with what is that? Like 5 Dora?
Or not quite 5. We got 2 red 5s and then the 2 red dragons.
It looks like 3 red dragons to me.
Well, maybe I'm lagging. It's entirely possible.
That's entirely possible. It wouldn't be the Slammin' Cup if not for horrific, unpredictable technical issues, folks.
We're gonna reload that one real quick.
But while Pep is exercising the technical demons, let's give myself a shot at evaluating some of these hands. Strings, like I said, holding on to 3 red dragons, closed hand as well, so they could go for Ricci. Although they do, but they need to discard that white dragon tile. And they're holding on to that white dragon tile that Glumbaron might very well need to go for 3 dragons as well.
Yeah, it's a very awkward way. I understand the thought process behind it. The idea being that people are more likely to discard the whites, right? Because they're gonna be like, oh well, I have to. But unfortunately, Glum with the other 2 and is gonna Ricci as well.
Yep. What Glum needs right now is for somebody else to draw the white dragon tile before Strings gets their before Strings draws the tile that they need, which would be. What are they waiting on?
A little bit of cheeky, like, oh, and they are gonna draw that side weight 3, and they're gonna get the win. Nice quick 3 Dora hand.
What a shame for Strings, but you know, it's a good thing for Glum. They got out of what could have been a pretty hairy situation there.
Strings, keeping on to this is an interesting hand, I think. Actually, very good hand. I'm trying to 1 away, 2 away. You get the 7, you drop down. Then you're 1 away. Yeah, literally 1 away on the first draw. Very, very, very solid. They're gonna
can't ask for anything more.
West. Yeah, transitioning over to the 9.
A 2-sided blade. Yeah. I think is that 2-sided?
No, I'm not. I'm not sure what the plan there was, because now I think you're 2 away. I could be wrong. No, because then you have the... No, you are... I don't know what's going on.
Reach!
Birb, very fast Ricci there. Waiting for an 8. Oh yeah, that's a... Going for pure double sequence, it looks like. String is trying to sever the cheer pawn.
It's a risky... it's a risky thing to go for. It's a risky thing to go for. Holding 3 Sotile there. Although they did not in fact increase their distance to 10 pi.
Well, now you've got to wonder what they're going for. Maybe
Also,
a full straight. Maybe they're just folding at this point.
They might be folding.
Now I'm worried about Glum right here though, because you've got that floating 8, which might get discarded at some point. String's stressing it a little bit, but we're fine. The 2 is safe.
Four, 6. So if they were going for a straight, they would have to get a 7, a 7, 8. Well, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, which is far away enough that if I were them, and it looks like this is what they're going for, they may be folding at this point.
We folding. I don't think, because they don't have Yaku. Yeah.
No. Although they may also be going for all simples, having discarded both of those 9s.
Oh, yes,
Glum,
that does is something
Toraita.
they have now. Oh, but we are going to see a deal in from Glum here to Birb.
A pure double sequence
Gonna give
closed
that-
hand.
Yeah. Gonna give him another 3 quick Dora.
Three Han. That's a
Or sorry, Han, yeah. A lot of 3 Han hands.
lots of exciting back and forth so far in this match. Nobody has secured a decisive advantage.
Everybody's still within the 20,000 range as we're on East 4. Strings has a lot of bamboo there. It's always something to look out for.
Looks like a very strong hand for Glum. They've already got 3 sets of triples and sequences and a double-sided weight for the last one, but they do not yet have a pair, which means that
Well, they can just discard one of the 4 or the 5 when they're going into Richi.
that's fair.
Do they go for the con?
Closed con could be nice.
Thinking about it. They're
They
not
don't
gonna,
go
they're gonna
for it.
decline the con.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't want to you don't want to get into a situation where you're unable to play defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I take it because I'm all about the risk. Where I'm like, oh well, I could increase my hand size, and also it's closed con, so like you still have Reachy and everything. But certainly yes, the calmer minds might not.
Birb also holding on to what looks like a fairly strong hand. They've got an open weight on the 3/4 pin. Ditching the east wind tile.
Good.
But an awkward closed weight on the 7/9 mon, and then getting rid of a garbage tile in the 7 pin there. We see Glumbaron has gotten Richi.
Thinking about the Richi, thinking about it.
Thinking hard there.
They're gonna discard the 4. Obviously just a little bit safer.
Glum, oh dear, they.
Oh, but then
There
we
we
get a
go.
sumo. That's gonna be
That's a
that's gonna be
sumo.
Potsu as well.
リーチ一発
Getting as well the
その
extra 1,000 from strings. Very unfortunate on that part.
4Han and a big 4Han.
Because we have that dealer, so they're gonna get paid a little bit extra.
Glum remaining the dealer since they won as the dealer. As we remain in the East 4 round. This hand looks somewhat less strong. This is not the greatest hand ever.
Yeah, you know, it's not excellent. I've seen worse though. I've definitely seen worse. Strings has interesting position here with the 2 norths, I think. And then, well, yes, we're gonna see the discard of those whites right away. Nobody wanting to risk it. And then the second goes down, and of course, it's a dead tile at that point.
Ichihime with the emote BM. This is what we've been saying. Ichihime is just they may look cute on the outside, but they're a cold-blooded killer on the inside.
Very vicious. Glum shaping up that hand a little bit. I'm thinking you discard the bamboo 9 next, or the west. You know, if you get a west, but you've got that 6, 8, 9 pattern, which is very awkward.
Not a lot of these hands are. It doesn't look like many of these hands are in a very strong position, or they didn't start in a very strong position at the very least. Strings possibly with the one that
You were saying?
as I was saying, with the strongest hand so far. But
and we do have a side weight as well, which is nice. It is, I think, 2 Han though, so not a huge hand, but it's something.
Strings will be happy to get away for Strings will be happy to at least advance there.
And Ichihime is going to deal in, which is nice because yes, you're sort of furthering the distance from fourth, right?
Mhm.
Still going to be in third, but closing in on Birb, and then also Ichihime way down low. And of course, yes, Ascent observes Big Fu. Pretty good
Big
Fu.
Fu.
Which is going to mean that even though it's only 2 Han, you're still getting a decent amount out of it.
Ichihime, the dealer now, as they they discard 2 green dragon tiles. You hate to see that, but just in general, a pretty decent hand. They've got the 1, 2, 3 sequence there, 5, 6, 7 as well. Potentially a double to work around in the 2-7 and the 2-7 pins, but outside of that, not a lot of prospects. Tell us what you see about
Glum has
the rest
right now
of
the uncoveted 1-3-7-9, just some closed weights that are a little bit hellish. What else? Ichihime holding on to that east for quite a while, even though there's already 3 down, and there's literally no reason to hold on to it.
It's a decent defensive tile now. It's a good defensive tile now, but you know, I would have gotten rid of that over the 3 mon there, and at least
Absolutely.
get a 2-sided like closed weight.
Closed weight, yeah.
But who can say what the inscrutable workings of Ichihime's mind are?
Listen, you know, there's a reason why we're out here, and she's in there. Is all I'm gonna say. Big Dora as well, I will say. Glum holding on to 3 and strings also with 2 Dora. So some potentially big hands, although there's a little bit of an awkward close weight there. Strings is going to pawn that. I think makes sense because you have 2 Dora and then also all symbols.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's look at Birb. Before, I think.
Ooh, Birb holding on to 2.
Yeah,
Holding on to 2 dealing tiles.
Oh, and he's gonna Riichi as well. We're getting a little bit hot.
Strings' hand looking dangerous, but I don't think they'll be willing to give up any of those tiles unless they get another 5
or an 8, yeah.
Or an 8, yeah. It's a dangerous.
Even then, I think you might discard the 8 of bamboo.
Possibly.
And there
although
it is.
they get rid of that, so it's going to be very dangerous for them going on ahead. And it's not the kind of situation where you want to fold, you know, because you feel close. You feel close.
Get that close con, and it's gonna deal in. Although I don't think the close con actually increased their Dora. It's gonna be a 4 on hand, which is gonna be a good old Mongon.
It's a cheeky, chunky boy. A healthy manga.
Yep. Which is going to really solidify that lead, almost double starting points. Right now, if you're Birb, you're really happy that you got that last win, because otherwise you would not be ahead of Ichihime at this point.
It's going to be a battle of survival between Ichihime and Birb as we head into the South 2 round. Tell us what you see. Tell us what you see, Pep.
Ichihime gonna be getting rid of some honor tiles good, although I hope she gets rid of the east.
One can hope.
What else? Strings with the double red 5s over here. Both of them seeming pretty viable. With that hanging north, gonna get rid of it, of course. And then we've got actually interesting hand on Glum's side. We got the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. With a floating, just a random pin 5 right there.
Yeah, they're 2 or so tiles away from Tenpai there. It's a very strong hand they've been dealt, which is not what you want to hear if you're.
Reach.
Birb with a quick Ricci though.
And Glum holding on to a tile that that Birb wants. Unfortunately, it's already locked down as part of a sequence.
They're waiting for. Oh, this is an interesting play by Birb, right? So you've got it's a 7 pairs, right? And the weight sucks. This is like one of the worst weights you could have for a.
Oh my goodness!
But they do get the sumo.
They get it.
God. I was just saying like it's risky because nobody's gonna discard that red like that 5 because it's the Dora,
It's the Dora
and potentially
tile.
double Dora. But they're just gonna get the fully concealed hand and get a
Hanemon
as the dealer. We're just gonna get them right back into the game, into second place. And now Strings is the one that's looking a little bit worried over here. Holy cow! What a big hand.
You cannot
Very
be happier
impressive,
if you're Bird right now. I mean, you can be like you could have gotten 13 orphans or something, but you know,
I mean,
realistically speaking, as far as hands that actually happen,
yeah, I mean, listen, when you're behind like that, right? That's what I was gonna say is that the reason why you go for a hand like that or a weight like that is because you need a big hand in order to get into second, right? Get back into the game. And lo and behold, it worked in this instance.
Strings not going for the punting the east tile there from Birb. That is a surprise.
Not really, because it's south, and so it's a valueless wind. So it makes sense.
I thought isn't east the prevalent?
Nope, because it's south.
Oh, I
right
see.
now.
Okay, yes.
Yep. That is a mistake that I think we've probably seen in the tournament before, and it's definitely a mistake we will see in the tournament because it's very easy to lose track of which round it is. We're going to see an open con from Strings. I think at this point, just trying to get a little bit more value. Unfortunately, they pick up the white dragon as the next door indicator,
Something
which is
that
going to be valueless.
Something nobody benefits from.
It is worth a little extra food, though. So there's that. Although you do have to be careful now because you don't have Yaku, potentially going for a half outside hand, but we'll see.
We see AI. We see Ichi. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ichihime holding on to a oh no, Birb! Oh.
No.
Oh. Well, you can't necessarily fault it because they did. That was a Dama by Glum over there. He's really sneaky. He's being a little bit cheeky because he's in first place and like. Yeah, you can get away with
all
it.
Glum needs to do is run out the clock here.
Exactly. So I can respect that play. I can respect that Dama. Strings trying to figure out what to do with those honor tiles. Gonna discard the 9. I would have maybe discarded the east, but that's just me. There's the east. Okay.
It's not a bad discard. The 9 terminal tiles are always kind of yucky.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if it's like hard floating like that. Oh, very fast.
Very fast. But
finally
Ichihime
decided to go for something.
Ichihime, unfortunately, decided to go for waiting on it. It's technically they're waiting on 2 tiles, but there's only 1 of each tile left in the game at the moment. There's only one of one tile. Oh no!
Although Glum looks like that one is like their next discard. So
and they'll think it's safe because there's already the one pin out there.
Yep. Although they're gonna discard the 9 first, maybe they're getting some intuition about it. But yeah, no, that's very risky for Glum. Fortunately, it's not a very valuable hand. It's just gonna be 1 Han.
If anything, it benefits him.
And they're
What?
Is there no Yaku? What's going on?
What's going on in your brain?
Oh, because they're in fur 10. They're in fur 10.
Oh
That's
no!
So they could.
Ichihime! Oh no!
Ichihime, no!
No! Oh.
You guys are AirPods in.
Yeah, I'll swap back to the dealer here. Sorry for people viewing.
That is, you hate to see it.
That is unfortunate.
Literally, first round of the game, Yeah, we do have that Rishi from Birb. Yeah, first round of the game had the opportunity for pure double sequence. They're just like, I won't. And then goes for the Furton with literally one tile that they're waiting for. Now, unfortunately, I don't think that we're gonna see necessarily a deal in to Birb here either. Glum looking like he's gonna be keeping both of those 8s. And Ichihime, of course, unable to discard the 8.
What do you think Glum is going for here? They could be going for. I think it's
That's a
just.
good question.
Hey, I'm pretty.
Potentially
just
folding,
going for it.
potentially just being like, I don't care. I have like twice as many points as the next person. Like, it doesn't matter.
Mm,
Discarding the red dragon there.
that said, though, people in this tournament are not going for wins. Their score they are scored
and
on.
that is going to be the deal in to Birb.
Ooh.
Unfortunate, and it is going to be good old log, because we do have the pure double sequence.
That will sting. Not enough to it doesn't seriously wound.
It
their...
is
Oh.
because now Glum is
Oh
in second,
dear!
because it was a 10,000 point hit.
Holy cow!
Sorry, we're technically 8,000, but they got 1,000 extra from Ichihime.
Poor Ichihime.
And we're going into South 4, and now Glum's like, uh-oh, I have to get a hand. Fortunately, they're the dealer, so any hand is probably going to win them. But...
And they get a good hand as well. With pair of two mon. We got 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7.
Just
so they
really
just get
compact hand.
they just get dealt a they just get dealt a pure double sequence, as you do.
Glum, I forgot that I can watch the end of the game. Yeah, you can watch what happens. Just no spoilers, please. Springs, I think you're trying to figure out what to do. Interesting discard. I would have probably discarded the white dragon or the 7. But no. He's gonna get the 6.
There's oh well, there you go. It pays off for them, although they don't go for the two-sided weight on the they don't go for the open weight on the 6, but well, possibly they're trying to play defensive here and simply not lose out.
Not get 4th.
Glum goes into Richi. Ooh. And Ichihime is holding on to the 2 tiles that he needs, and very easily could discard.
I will say that they're Dora. They are Dora, so
That's fair, but I don't know that Ichihime would give up a sequence. It would give up a sequence if one happened to fall into their lap.
Strings potential Richi. Oh, because they're going for yeah, they're going for the 7 pairs. Makes sense.
Seems reasonable. Birb holding on to one of the 7s that they need, as well as Glum. But Glum obviously cannot discard their 7, and and they're not gonna have the chance to. Holy cow!
It's not gonna, I don't think, drop. Yeah, it doesn't drop the placement, or does it? Oh wait, that might drop the placement. Oh, and Strings is gonna. Oh, that. Oh.
Oh no! You hate
really
to see
hate to
that.
see it.
You do hate to see it.
Got boomed.
But that will
boomed him.
That will bring this match of the Slammin' Cup TakoYaku to a close. Let's have a look at our standings here. Glumbaron, first place, 49,700 points. Game 9.7. It's called Ura, isn't it? It's I don't know. 39.7 points. Birb in second, 39,900. And we have Ichihime with 6,500, and Strings, unfortunately, coming in 4th place there with 3,900 points to their name.
Yeah, Springs, that is so sad. You hate to see that.
You really
right at the last discard. Um, it do be like that sometimes, yeah.
That's mahjong, baby.
There's-
It causes great damage to the human soul with absolutely no benefit. That's why we love it, or pretend to. All right. I'll flip you over to the results screen and update. I'll flip you over to the results screen as we go on a 5-minute break. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, we are back on the Slam and Cup.
Yeah, thanks everybody for the
Thank you for the
all the
gravel.
gravel and also the subscription, man. Very much appreciated.
Personally, I'm more a fan of gravel, more filling.
Tasty gravel.
All right, let's have a look at these first hands. East 1 for fresh new match.
Nice and tasty. East wind being the door is interesting. I'm gonna be interested to see with Glum whether he holds on to it or gets rid of it.
I think that if I'm in his position, I just get rid of it. You know, it's not worth. I mean, I would get rid of other garbage before I got rid of it, but you know, it's just risky. It's especially risky to hold on to, especially given that it is the door. You know what I mean?
Now, Birb has an interesting hand here. We're one away from a good old 7 pairs, and we are going to get the 7 pairs, Ricci.
Ooh.
If Birb wants it. They're thinking about it. They're going to go for it.
How can you turn
For
it
this
down?
fix. Yeah.
And Glum is in danger here. That 6-mon is not something he wants to hold on to, as well as strings.
No,
Strings does.
No, Strings does want it. Strings does want it.
Yes.
Strings does want it. We're fine. We're fine.
But Glum is still in danger.
Yeah.
All simples on the 7 pairs as well. So that's another Han waiting in Birb's hand if it can develop into something.
I mean, if you get the 5, you might just discard the 3 because it's safer. They're gonna discard the 8. Interesting. I think being dissuaded from discarding the 5 of pins there. We're just going around a little bit, doing some potential folding or unfolding.
Ooh, that 6-mon though for Glum develops into an open weight on a 7.
Yeah.
On a 4 or 7, which means that tile that Birb needs, the only one that I think any of our competitors would be willing to give up, has suddenly gotten locked up. There are 4 6-mon in play right now, and you know, if that doesn't work out for Birb, that's their hopes for this hand dashed. They don't even know it yet. We're counting down 10 tiles in the live wall. Birb will be desperate to see that 6-mon, but I don't think.
I mean, you're not even necessarily. I mean, the nice thing is that you're a dealer, and so if you only 1 in 10 pie right now, and so you're still going to get 3,000 points, and you stay the dealer. So I'm not particularly pressed about it if I'm Birb.
That's fair. That's fair.
But certainly yes. Strings thinking. We're surgically not going to discard the 6, which is nice. And that is going to take us into a sausage draw with Birb getting some nice tasty gravel.
Gravel is that what it's called? If you're 10 pie?
No. I'm just
Oh no,
making it.
Listen, I know what gravel is, but we could also call this gravel, as a
that's true. Yeah.
So while Birb shovels gravel into their mouth, let's have a look at the hands, as Birb remains the dealer in East 1.
We've got a lot of single honor tiles that I would be wanting to discard very quickly. I think there's a little bit of reluctance to discard the Dora dragon, because you have the opportunity of getting a 2, or you might be like, oh no, I built in, they called it, right? The problem being that you would rather them call it instead of win on it, because then you guaranteed deal in.
It looks like it's a little bit of a stalemate right now. Glum holding onto the red dragon because it is Dora. However, that means that other people will be. That means that Birb, I think, will be equally unwilling to. Yep, they were
They're gonna get
unwilling.
rid of it.
They Glum blinked first, but
I mean, that's what you should do. Like, you should be blinking pretty quick, I think. Getting rid of the floating 6 there. Solid.
it's a good hand. Good hand for Birb. Double
Strings.
weight on the 4-5. Well, there you go. 4,
Yep.
5, 6.
There it is. Strings holding onto that green dragon for a while. Are they going to get rid of it? Nope, they're getting rid of the 9.
There is only the one green dragon.
Reach
out there right now. Oh,
We are going to see a Rigi from Glum.
but it's a double-sided weight on 2-mon, 5-mon. But 2-mons are all locked up right now, and 5-mon is involved in 2 closed weights for strings.
Yep. This is, I think, potentially another situation where it's quite likely that we go to exhaust if nobody else gets a Rigi here. Because, I mean, I don't think Birb wants to discard one of those 2s.
There's a duplicate, a double of the
Oh,
5-mon that
he's
Strings
doing-
already has. They hold on to
Woo!
it.
Did you hold on to it?
Close call.
No!
Oh, Ichihime, no!
Ichihime, no!
リーチピンフ
That's
ド
not
ラ
as a tile!
Somebody needs to teach Ichihime about defense.
No, I mean, defense is for suckers, as Ichihime will tell you when you log in.
Ichi as soon as you possibly can.
Although
That's
last
that's what
game,
Ichihime said.
she was not
She didn't
taking that
exactly
advice.
follow her own advice, did she?
No.
Oh dear.
Now Glum's in an interesting position here, having 2 East here as the dealer on East 2, which is just a straight 2-Han right off the bat. Gonna
Right.
open the hand, I think, just trying to get a quick hand.
Yeah, very aggressively going for the open hand there. But they may have to wait for a while, considering that nobody else has an east wind tile at the moment. Possibly,
We'll see.
Possibly driven to act boldly by Birb, getting 3 dragons there off of Glum's discard.
Mm-hmm. Strings, I think, 2 away. Can discard the 3. Has 4 pairs as well, which is interesting. Gonna pick up a third 7. Trying to decide what to do with it. Discarding a 5. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation, especially as a new player, trying to figure out, like, when you have a lot of doubles in your hand, you know, it can become sort of overwhelming to think about, like, okay, what is my best move here?
Birb is seeming not enthused with the draws this round. And I can't blame him. I mean, you are actually 1 away, but it's a bit of an awkward wait, right? You're waiting for that 3 or a side wait. Is going to pick up a 5, which I think you might want to discard the 2 there, because now you're perfect 1 away. Oh, it's not perfect 1 away because you don't have pin food, but like no matter what, you're going to have a side wait.
Yeah.
チ
Thinking about cheating it, yep, going to continue to open up your hand, and that is going to be 10 pi on that double pair weight.
Not ideal,
Although,
but
well, it's especially not ideal because you don't have.
yeah, it's effectively like a one-sided.
Yes,
you're
because
waiting on the one specific tile. It's
Yeah.
a tile that nobody really wants to give up, but especially as we get into the later stages that nobody really wants to hold on to, but especially as we get into the later stages of this game, people thinking about defense might also not want to give it up.
That said, Strings also in 10 pi, although a really weird one.
Well, 10 pi is 10 pi,
10 pi is 10 pi. I'm also waiting for it. I don't know. What are you waiting for? 4, I think, right? No. Yeah, 4 or 7, I think. No, not a. Yes, a 4 and 7. I don't know what I'm talking about. Clearly, I'm gonna
Glum is
pawn
holding on to
there.
one, but will not give it up. And there are three other four or so is out and about, which is not what you want to see if you're strings. Then again, you know,
Strings.
we're coming down to exhaustive draw.
And that is gonna be just a draw, so they're gonna
Senpai!
go in and take a little bit from Ichihime.
They're
Nom,
gonna
nom,
they're
nom.
gonna they're gonna spit in Ishihime's eyes and eat their combo.
And of course, Glum's gonna stay dealer.
Long hand. Well, long match so far. Lots of stalemates.
Oh yeah. Not gonna take the pawn, of course. Discarding the North is interesting. Not necessarily what I've done because you can use it as the pair for a Pinfu. But you know, sometimes you're like, I just want to get rid of it. I just don't even want to deal with it because
there's
you know,
not a lot of flexibility in the honor tiles, you know.
especially since he's already got the 8s as a pair.
Not a lot you can do with a pair of 8s. If you draw a 9, you know, it's either, you know,
Yep, Birb holding on to the
in 8s.
green a little bit. Normally, I would say that Strings should be discarding the red dragon, and really probably should be, but 7's probably fine because you have, and of course you're gonna, you know, get nipped a little bit because of it, drawing the 6 right after. But I do see the incentive to, oh well, this is my only tile of the suit, so I'll just get rid of it. When really you probably should be getting rid of the dragon.
Yeah, given that Strings does have a couple of pairs right now, and so getting rid of the 2 there is not necessarily a bad move. Like getting a double, that sort of setup for a double is not.
Not the discard I would have done as Glum. I would have discarded the 9 because now you're in an awkward way. You just like decreased.
Yeah.
We're getting some smiles in chat apparently.
The 9 does not do anything for you if you're Glum, basically. You would already have had a. Well, there you go. If
You're gonna get the
get a
Rikichi.
7, if you get a 7 pin, then you already have like a sequence of 3, right? So.
Yeah, and so you're sort of getting rid of the bulging shape, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you know, it works out. You know, you have yourself a 2-door await, with Pinfu as well, and you have all simple. So this is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at lowest.
That's a juicy hand. You feel good about that if you're Glum, especially, and you can see that Strings is in kind of a precarious situation once again, holding on to three deal-in tiles.
That's gonna depend what they get next, because if they get something that makes them, we are gonna see a Sumo, which is gonna be, that's gonna be a dealer Hanuman, which is gonna be real rough. Do we see an Oradora? Yes, and we see an Oradora, so it's gonna be 7. Not gonna be quite 8 for the Baimon, but gonna get over 50,000 there. And now we're still in East 2, and Ichihime, that's a hand and a half. Yeah, String's not happy about that one, but you know what? At this point, Ichihime might go out before we've even gotten to the South round.
Poor Ichihime.
Yeah. If I'm Glum, maybe I'm just going for the fast hand. I'm just like, I'll call it North. I'll call whatever, as long as he gets me something faster. And of course, very lucky draw there right after that. Gonna get that close and the red 5.
And you see, you know, Birb holding on to that single green dragon tile, maybe playing defensively, hoping just to survive, hoping to survive.
Not gonna grab the pawn. Interesting. String's actually already in Tenpai, it looks like. Looking for a double pair weight. Very quick hand, which you do have to respect. It's only 1 Han, but it's got decent fu. Because you're gonna have 3 pairs or 3 triplets, I should say.
it at least guards you from, you know, it at least guards you from, you know, getting exhaustive drawed or, you know.
Yeah. Birb, I think, going for a half outside hand right now. Although they're pretty far away from it.
For people listening at home who might not know what a half outside hand is, and also hypothetically speaking for commentators who also don't know what a half outside hand
A
is.
half outside hand is a hand where all you have are honor tiles and melds that include a terminal. So 1, 2, 3 is fine, or a triplet of like a winner
No,
is
yeah,
fine.
shot then. No.
Yeah. So a full outside hand is if it's just
Honor tiles.
melds with terminals. Yep.
No.
Full outside hand is no honor tiles. Full outside hand, no honor tiles. But yeah, there is also, I believe, a Yakumon for all
I believe
honors
there's a
and all
Yakumon.
outside. Well, no, Yakumon is so full outside is not a Yakumon, but all terminals is, if I recall correctly. Anyway, things heating up. We're down to 27 tiles left, and Spring's still waiting on those 6s.
Glum, it looks like it's getting kind of best with it. Giving up on a bunch of weights.
Yeah, I think just folding, which is fair. Oh, and we are going to get a Ron. Ichihime dealing it.
It's a one on hand, but things get even dicier for Ichihime here.
Yeah, well, Strings, you know, edging up, trying to take second place off of Birb. Yes, May does have the specifics. The 1 to 2 there's meaning it's 2 if it's a closed hand and 1 if it's an open hand. And then for full outside, 3 on if you are closed and 2 if you're open. Now Ichihime does have 3 Dora here.
Not a lot else. Not a whole lot else to say about their. I mean, it's a decent hand. You know, the 5 pin doesn't do anything for them, and neither does the East Wind. But you know, it's a decent strong hand. You know, if they get a 5 mon, that's 2 sequences right there.
Birb, you should be discarding your honors. What do you know? Bet North isn't doing anything for you.
It's fine. It's fine, Pep. They'll just go for 13 orphans.
Yeah, well, so actually, importantly, not one away, but only needs that 1 to get a full straight, which is very nice. Although there's only 1 left, so your mileage may vary.
Nervous. Yeah. Ichi, it's also part of Ichihime is also like it's also part of a proto sequence for Ichihime here. Although, you know, they might possibly discard the 1 if they get a 3. I wouldn't bet on it personally, but it's a possible decision they could make.
Birb is going to discard them. Not entirely sure what Ichihime is doing with the call there. Not quite
you know, Ichihime is doing their best. Ichihime is doing as about as good as they can do, and I think that's all that matters, really. They just wanted to demonstrate for our viewers what a cheat is.
This is very true.
Granted, they didn't demonstrate why you might want to do it or when, but You know, baby steps. One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Yep, Glum here with a 1 away. Getting a 4 or 7 would put you into Tenpai, as well as a 2 or a 7.
Looks like Strings
to
might be
complete the
going
triplet.
for 7 pairs.
1
Strings, you know, they do like their 7 pairs, and we are going to get to Tenpai for Glum. With that chi there. And has, I think, all symbols. Yep.
Just be all simples, but they can afford to. They can afford to once again run out the clock.
Birb going into Tenpai and is in fact
ロン捉えた
gonna run. Which we'll see. I think half flush is gonna be the 3, and that's gonna be the end of it. No, not quite the end of the game. Still got 100 points left.
Still in there.
Ichihime's still alive. He's still alive.
Clinging on to life by a thread. Can't even reach you anymore. Oh dear. This is hard to watch.
Oh, all terminals and honors. Gotcha. All honors and all terminals. Yeah, I knew that. All honors and all terminals were Yakumon.
Pep, what realistic prospects does Ichihime have of not being horribly on screen here?
Well, I mean, the 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8 is a very nice grouping. Actually, Ichihime is 1 away.
But they would not have Yaku. They would not have Yaku due to being unable to declare Richi.
That is true. They can't declare Richi, but they could get fully outside hand. Or not fully outside hand. Sorry, fully concealed hand, which would be Yaku. But certainly, yes, being under 1,000 is a rough time. I go on with a 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably gonna discard. Yeah, discard the 1, and then. But it's a nice compact hand right there. Only has 1 floating tile.
Strings with what is that? Four Dora?
Yeah, 4 Dora. Just nice and casual.
As you do. Oh, Ichihime.
Or no, it's 3 Dora. It's 3.
Ichihime. Oh, boy.
Yeah, the Damiten like half flush is very interesting. That's a very interesting play from Birb, and it of course did pay off. So
Don't press the button.
Birb in an interesting position here. Discarding the 5 because you're going for that might make sense.
What would
Because you're going for the
Strings would have to get rid of. Looks like they're going all symbols. Yep.
リーチ
which is fine because they have 3 door. Although we are going to see that nice and quick Richi from Birb. And this is really unfortunate. Strings does have a floating. Oh, there's a sumo. Woo, no.
That's the end. That's the end, isn't it?
That is going to be the end because Ichihime is going to go right into the negatives.
Oh no, that's the Hanuman.
Yeah, with a Hanuman too, because you got fully concealed Pinfu, you got all sorts of stuff. Your double sequence, it's all there. It's all there.
Actually, not enough to draw to the lead, but a healthy chunk of points. As each.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You're just fine with a 19.1 on the Uma. Or 19.1.
I have to say, Ichihime may be less thrilled by the result of this round.
Yes, and I do believe I'd have to check. I think Strings probably did beat out Ichihime on the overall Uma. We'll have to check. I'd have to do the calculations, but
stay tuned as we do math live on stream. Here we go. All right, I will have the results for you as they happen. There we go. Hello.
So, yep, strings finally moved -39, and then we got Ichihime with something else.
In first place for today, Glumbaron, who came in first both rounds, ends with a total UMA of 79 point nothing. Birb, a very respectable second, comes with a total of 19.9. 39 flat.
Very respectable. Very respectable.
Ichihime, who came in second, who came in third last round and decisively ends up in last this round, comes out at a total of minus 23.5. Well, I guess it's minus 42.9. Minus 42.9 for a total of minus 66.4.
That's rough.
Strings, shout out to Strings. I love you very much, Strings. One of our tour organizers here, and just a really wonderful all around person. 6.1. Escapes last, and ends up with a total UMA of minus 51.6.
Hell yeah, strings. Third or nothing. Channeling the inner not last. And putting to rest, just absolutely being like, no, to all the people that were like, what if Ichihime wins the tournament?
It's still possible. It could still happen. Stranger things have happened. That said, it would have to be very, very strange. It would have to be very strange. Pep, do you have any closing words for us today for this match of the TakoYaku tournament?
Oh, I mean, we've got some really interesting hands like that. I think, well, highlights, of course, obviously the Hanumans are going to be the most valuable hand, even though it didn't actually.
Oh,
Dama full flush. Because like, oh boy, what a sneaky hand, you know.
very, very sneaky. All right.
But I mean, hey, yeah, that's about it from me.
And that's about it for me. Tune in tomorrow when I don't know about anyone else, but I'll be here again for the third day in a row. But I won't be commentating this time. I will not be Mr. Streamer. I will be Mr. Player of Mahjong. So come along, watch me. Let me double check who's in my table. Ash, Ivy, and Harry. Okay, so come along and watch me probably come in last, and have a good time. And but until then, have a good evening. Have a good evening. Have a good time zone wherever you are. And
Happy time zones, everyone.
Thank you for
See ya.
tuning in. See ya. Bye bye.